About to get it in. We got Big Rube, we got S.Y. Butler, and potentially a special guest joining us. We got our What's Happening Now news only segment coming up at the top of the show. We got a special segment from S.Y. Butler. We also got the missing child. We got a whole bunch of stuff. We got JR in the building. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is right now.
Yeah. It's about that time. It's about that time to get. Yeah.
Button your lip, open your ears, strap on your thinking cap. Socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. It's time for Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J.
Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. He hits one deep to right center. That ball is out of here. The Yankees win the pennant.
If you're lying,
then you must be half stepping.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is back, y'all. We live. Be down with us tonight at 804-402-2893. Be down with the flagship show right here on LegacyInternetRadio.com. We're glad to have you here. We got a full house here in the crew. We're happy to see this combination of the crew we haven't had here at all. So I'm lucky and happy and very proud to see the crew here. On Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. We in the den, y'all, so be down with us. 804-402-2893 right here in the den. We got a big show here. We're going to ask what's happening now. We got the news-only segment that's going to lead off the show, and then we got a segment by S.Y. Butler. We're going to talk about a few things with regards to your financial health. We're going to talk about that, and then we got some missing children. Big Rube is going to debut his new segment that we are going to get into, and we definitely need the social media to be down with us with regards to that segment, because we're going to rely on y'all to kind of help anchor that particular segment that we have with Big Rube, and then we're going to balance out the show with a whole bunch of what the hell, and damn it, we're going to ask what the hell, because there's some crazy stuff that we're going to ask about some hate that we get with Miss America. We want to know about dogs that's letting folks know about abuse in the household. We want to know about studies linking guns to violence, and we also want to know about dads that's making themselves embarrassed to try to save their children. So we got a lot to get into later on in the show. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. So as we do every single week, we always go around and we get some salutations and from the crew, and leading it off, this brother we ain't seen here in the crew in a while, but it's always good to see my main man, J. What's up, brother?
What's going on, y'all?
It's good to see you, man.
Hey, look, man, ain't nothing going on.
Ain't nothing going but the rent.
That's it, man.
And you set yourself up for that.
My Skins, man, I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what's going on with our division.
Our whole division sucks. Our whole division is terrible. And the fact that we got two Skins fans in the room, I'm going to come to my other Skin fan in a minute. The fact we got two Skins fans in the room and a Giants fan in the room, we both 0-2. We ain't got nothing to say. We've been taking it from the team from East Texas with the funny helmet, and you know the expansion team that was born in the ashes of the Dallas Texans, that moved and became the Kansas City Chiefs. We got to deal with their crap.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the team that has the guy that used to play at Virginia Tech and used to play at the Atlanta Falcons. I don't call them out by name because, they're reserved.
They're irrelevant.
Yeah, they're irrelevant. So, also, I like to introduce the co-host of Ain't No Half Steppin, who is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And she missing the game tonight to be down with us. They playing against the Cincinnati Bengals. We got S.Y.
Oh, kind of like a repeat of yesterday for you.
Butler on the show.
Hey,
what's up, sis?
Hey, what's going on?
How you are doing today?
I am good.
Fabulous.
I see you're in a very chipper mood.
Girl, I'm chipper. You know why? Because it's been a long day, and I've been blood thinning for the last hour, and so I feel pretty good about that. So I mean, it is what it is. It's Monday night. It's Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J live from the den of Legacy Internet Radio, and that always makes me feel good.
That's always good.
Yeah, because when I look across the table and I see my crew, I love y'all, so it's good to see y'all. And I'm always excited to say what's up to my partner, the co-owner of LegacyInternetRadio.com, my brother, my partner, my friend, and he goes by the name of...
Can I have my chair, please?
Big Rube.
Yo.
Big Rube.
Yo.
What's up, brother?
Not much, man. Just chilling.
It's good to see you over there, my man.
Just doing what we got to do. And to the earlier comment about the NFC East,
We suck, dude. Don't even try to make it a positive.
But it is a positive.
Damn it, I don't want to hear no positivity. I just gave you a nice intro, and now you're going to mess it up by pissing me off before we even get 5 minutes into the show.
First of all,
there's no positivity, JR. We going to cut him off.
Really?
JR?
Really?
JR, do you see any positivity in the division?
Yeah.
Damn it.
We still in the playoff hunt.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Bad words.
When it's all said and done, we only one game back.
Big Rube.
And I can live with that. I can live with being one game back because you know what? The two best teams have had the two toughest schedules than those other two scrubs. I mean, really? You lost to the San Diego Chargers, a team who can't win the big one to save their life, and then they beat them in Philly. And they pretty much said, yo, this is how you run the hurry-up offense. Oh, yeah, we hurry up and beat y'all and rolled out of Philly. And then, of course, everybody's talking about, well, they come from the West Coast doing a 1 o'clock game, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? Philly, you lost.
Excuses.
I mean, at least we lost to a good team. A really good team.
I don't want to hear that, damn. I don't want to hear that. I'm not even going to let you do that. You know why I'm not going to let y'all do that? Because an L is an L.
You're right.
And y'all got a conference L.
Can I just say?
So do you? Yes, we got a division L, which is worse.
So what?
I'm the one that's saying the sky's falling. You trying to make positive
because last year Redskins took one divisional L. We went 5-1 division.
I don't want to.
If we got to take that divisional L now, actually our first divisional L was to the New York Football Giants, and we won 5 straight.
We should have won that one.
Yeah, I mean, I got 2 Redskins fans sitting next to me.
My only problem,
not feeling y'all.
My only problem is these idiots out there are calling for Kirk Cousins already.
Come on,
really?
Love Captain Kirk.
Get the F out of here.
You on the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, Cousins, really? Cousins? Don't get me wrong. Cousins is gonna be a starter in the NFL one day. It just ain't gonna be today. And you're not gonna sit here and tell me it is not RG3's fault that he looks that terrible.
Look, 4 quick notes from the NFC East, and I'm gonna run them down with the team. One, either one of these people is scared. It's either RG3 or it's Shanahan, but one of them is scared. That's why we're not seeing them run. And when you drop back pass, our line ain't built for that.
Nah.
2, with the Giants, they start 0-2 a lot. They do.
Last time they started 0-2, they won Super Bowl.
So I'm really not worried there because Eli does his thing and there's no hate there.
However, 7 interceptions is quite a bit for 2 games.
Yeah, but his brother threw 7 touchdowns, so I guess he figured he had to balance out.
9 touchdowns.
9.
Yeah, he just
give me the other 2 real quick.
Dallas. Every year they Super Bowl champions. They always champs. They always had the best shot. Romo's this and that, and they just meh.
Romo stuck up the
and the Eagles, the offense is nothing big. It's the read option with linemen spread out like wide receivers, which just baffles the hell out of me. But I don't see them doing anything long term.
Here's what I will say about
7-9.
Here's what I'll say about the NFC East, which is the division that we reside in. No one expected the Redskins to be 0-2.
No.
I think that most expected the Giants to be 1-1, which they're now 0-2. They expected the Giants to beat the Cowboys, but to lose to the Denver Broncos. The Eagles, no one expecting anything out of them. And then the Cowboys, of course, we were expecting them to be 1-1. We were expecting them to lose to the Giants and win against the Kansas City Chiefs. So at the end of the day, the division's not looking that much different than what we expected. Some wins, some losses didn't match out to be the way that we expected. But, the reality is you got the Giants and the Redskins who are one game out, and the Eagles and the Cowboys who are one game up. And I don't think that anybody should feel real confident about that, because the reality is the Denver Broncos could potentially be a Super Bowl champion. The Giants lost to the Dallas Cowboys in a game where they gave up 6 turnovers but lost by 5. If you're a Cowboys fan, I'm not walking around thinking I'm great. If you are, you're just a trash talker. You're not someone that's watching the games. The Redskins, the reality is you got your ass kicked yesterday, and last week. I don't think that you're an ass-kicked type of team. I think that you'll get your act together. The Eagles, I think you overachieved in the first week, and I think what the Eagles were was what we saw yesterday. So we'll see what happens. I don't, as we decided when we came out of the summer of this year, we decided that ain't no hashtag on Marcus J. We still tout ourselves as the top sports stories of the week, but we're not going to spend a whole lot of time getting into it. We're going to spend most of our time getting into what we call socially conscious and entertainment with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. And I think we just gave the top sports stories of the week. And what we're also going to do is get into our new segment that we like to call What's Happening Now. And there's a few things that we're going to get into. We're going to talk about the shootings today in D.C., but we're going to save that to the end of the segment. First thing I want to get into, I want JR on this one first. Julie Chen. Julie Chen is the host of the show called Big Brother. She's also the host of the show on CBS called The Talk. She used to be the host of CBS's morning show, the 7 to 9 show that kind of went up against the Good Morning America and the Today Show and all of that stuff. She's married to the top dude at CBS. Reason why I want to bring up Julie Chen is anybody that knows me knows I don't shy away from stories that have racial implications. And the reason why I'm bringing this one up is Julie Chen has, let me back up. Last week on The Talk, they gave secrets. All of the hosts gave secrets about themselves. And the secret that Julie Chen gave out was the fact that she had plastic surgery years ago on the advice of a station producer, station boss or whatever that she was working with. I believe she was in Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, whatever it was. They told her, look, girl, you look too Chinese. You need to fix your face. So she went and got plastic surgery to make herself look a little less Chinese. And if you look at the photographs that you saw of Julie Chen, I don't actually have it right in front of me, but I did see the photographs, and I've been, I'm a CBS guy, with, an interest, full disclosure. And so I've been watching her for years, and she looked, I don't want to sound too stereotypical, but her features were very, shall we say, Asian back, years ago, whereas now, ain't nobody mistaking her for a white girl or a sister, but she doesn't look quite as ethnically Asian as she had years ago. So clearly there's some plastic surgery that's going on, JR. So I'm going to come to you on this one first. That's why I want you to follow up behind him. She was told, fix your face, make yourself look a little more Caucasian. What's your thoughts, bro?
Hey, us black folk know that ain't nothing new. We've been hearing that, especially our women, since we've been here, more or less. In reference to Julia, I can understand you want to make it. Everybody wants to make it, and I always thought that she might have been mixed. I didn't think she was maybe 100% Chinese because I didn't follow her as much. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, she can still get it. I ain't even, I'm gonna just put it out there.
That's
she
it. That's the man. That's
still get it with the lights on. And,
with the lights on. You got to make sure you put that disclaimer. Yeah. That's why. What's your thoughts on this, man? I don't know if you've heard the story, but now that I've set it up,
I haven't heard that story. And honestly, I think that I watched Big Brother, and I've watched it for years. And this year, for some reason, I was like, why does Julie look funny? And I think she's still having it done. I think she's still doing something to herself, maybe at least at this point, to look younger. But like JR said, she wanted to make it. And I think this was her way of satisfying whomever for whatever her reasons were. So she went ahead and did it. Me, it'll never happen.
Big rule. Julie Chen of CBS was told, make yourself look a little more Caucasian, get some plastic surgery. Mm-hmm. Apparently she went ahead and conceded to do same. What's your thoughts?
I don't care. I mean, that's her. You know, she got to do what she got to do. You know, like JR said, you know, she wanted to make it. She got paid. Back then, probably, 15, 20 years ago? I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You know, I'm not sitting here saying, well, yes, every woman or anybody should go ahead and get plastic surgery. I'm saying it's about you. You do what you got to do. You know, as much as, you know, we can sit here and say, you know, Julie, that wasn't the right thing, yada, yada, yada. You know, people walking around with unnatural parts of their body all day, every day. So as far as I'm concerned, ain't got nothing to do with Big Rube. You do what you want to do. I could care less.
I could dig it, but, you know, I could dig it from you coming from you, and that's your opinion. But, you know, I stand firm on, I like natural chicks. Whether you're a natural sister with natural hair, you're a natural Asian chick with slanted eyes, you're a natural white girl with clear blue eyes and blonde hair. I'm not one for you trying to front based upon how you came out the womb and what your natural look is. And so if you are someone who was told, we don't think that you have the look that would be, you know, presentable to our viewers, and then you go and you get plastic surgery to change, like, to me, that is the biggest insult that you're not pretty enough for us, so go away. That is so insulting. And so I agree with you, that's her right to go ahead and make that change, but I would told that dude to go to hell, bruh. You can't get that.
Yeah, and I think with that, it needs to be, I guess it needs to be said that we should also not condemn the person who did it. You know, if Julie decided to do it because she wanted to get a better job, whatever, then, you know, she has certainly the right to do so. We should not condemn her for making that choice. And the problem, what usually happens is we end up condemning those people who don't get plastic surgery and stuff like that. My thing is, it's your body. Me personally, I would never go under the knife, because once you go down, you may not come back up. But, you know, at the same point, we can't sit here and basically, you know, condemn her and tell her she's going to hell and all this other stuff, because real talk, that's not our place.
I agree with you, and I understand where you're coming from. I just disagree. I'm not one for getting plastic surgery and all of that kind of stuff. I look at Lil' Kim, who to me was one of the most beautiful women in hip-hop 20 years ago.
She hit
and when you see her now, she looks like Mr. Potato Head.
I'm not going to sit and be like, yo, baby, you shouldn't have did that. I'm going to be like,
and then when you look at Julie Chen, you know, I mean, the reality is, you know, you went and you cut your face up simply because somebody told you wasn't pretty enough. And so I can't endorse that. And so I wanted to talk about it briefly just because I wanted to get it in. It's a national figure. But I think she whack as hell for doing it. Ain't no how Steppin, Marcus J. Moving on real quick, we got the receipt that was received by the sister at a Red Lobster restaurant. And the receipt says, well, let me back up. On the receipt where the patron was supposed to give a tip, the tip said none N-word. This was none N-word. Apparently, the white patron at a Red Lobster somewhere in I think it was in Tennessee, decided that they were not going to give a tip to their patron. Instead of just writing 0 and keeping it moving, they wrote none N-word on the receipt. Now, I'm getting this from the HuffingtonPost.com. Now, the story probably wouldn't be that big of a deal in the sense that Red Lobster, you would think, would see who this was and support their their worker. Yeah, no. What ended up happening was the worker in this case posted it on social media to let everybody know this is what happened to me. And Red Lobster suspended her with pay, but they suspended her for kind of putting them on blast. And so I want to talk about it, Ruben. I want you on this one first. How do you feel about the sister, because it was a black girl, who got this non-N-word tip?
It was a black girl.
Non-N-word tip. Well, it could have been a brother. Non-N-word tip. And she put it on blast. The waitress by the name is Tori Christina Jenkins. She received it a little while ago. It was actually her father who posted this screenshot of the message to her Facebook last week, saying that he hopes that it will make people more aware that we still have much ignorance to overcome. And there is a picture of it right here. I'm showing the crew right now a picture of the receipt that she received. And, you know, I don't know if anybody in the room here has ever worked as a server. I've never worked as a server, but I've gotten servers that were pretty damn terrible, and I have fairly wrote zero on, but I never wrote zero, you know, expletive or zero, you know, bad word based on your race. And so, Big Rube, I want you on this one first. They could have said zero, you know, we don't like you, but they said none N-word. What's your thoughts, bro?
Well, that's real foul that they would do that. The patrons would do that. That's real messed up. You know, but the biggest problem is, you know, obviously their names are at the bottom of that because as you sign it, your name is pretty at the bottom. But that's neither here nor there. You know, as far as her putting it on social media, part of me is like, I understand. But part of me is like, the hell is wrong with you? Because I feel like that regardless of what took. Now, if everything's blurred out, including the name of the location, then I'm rolling with that. But the only thing that's blurred out is one of the alphabets of the N-word. First of all, really? Let's just take the I out. And nobody knows what it is. Yeah. get that out of here.
Hey, look, of all the letters,
the I out. Yeah, let's be real. Let's be real. Yeah, and they didn't. And the reason why Red Lobster, the reason why they suspended her with pay, it's suspended with pay because it's messed up. But they suspended her because you just can't be. It's not even embarrassing Red Lobster. You can't just be putting all the information up there. And her, you know, her dad or whoever. You know, you just can't be doing that. Like I said, they blurred out Red Lobster, the address, the phone number, the person's name. I mean, you keep person's name. That's fine on you. But if you took Red Lobster out of here and you didn't say where it was from and none of that, and then you sat here and was like, you just blurred. The only thing you blurred out there was the I. Real? I mean, real talk. You knew that much where you could at least did some more work. She probably wouldn't have got suspended because nobody probably would have cared.
That's why. What you think?
I agree with Ruben. It's that proprietary information that she should have kept quiet. I don't know if even posting it on Facebook would have been smart. Red Lobster wouldn't have done anything about it. You know, forget about it. There it is. They're gone now. Whatever. So I can understand her reason for trying to blow up the situation, but yeah, she should have whited out all that other stuff. It's not Red Lobster's fault. It's not. So nothing would have been done, but she feels some kind of way, and I don't blame her.
Yeah, and I get it.
So
I personally understand not trying to put in. Yeah, but if they did a good job on the rest of it, like they did on that eye. You know, nobody would have never known where it was from.
And she would have been fine.
And Red Lobster would have never found out unless Dad told it. And if Dad told it, then he's a bigger idiot.
Yeah.
Right. Here's the thing. I deal, for those who don't know, collections.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
And so I had a letter come back to me one day because, you know, as you know, for most people, tell me I sound white on the phone. Whatever that means.
You too?
Yeah.
So, that means you know English.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
proper English.
But you know what I'm saying? I don't understand why people be saying that joint to me too. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like that joint be tripping me out when they say that to me, JR.
So
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know either.
So I get this letter in the mail, right? And the letter says, "Catch me if you can."
N-word. Whoa.
Hold on now. Now it has the person's name. They sent me their slip back with their name on it. Google Maps with a picture printed out of where they live, their address, and everything.
And you were the cracker.
Yeah. And it was funny because
in the interest of full disclosure, JR is not a white person, and I don't want to use the derogatory term cracker for white person, but we know that's what it is. JR ain't white, y'all.
Nah.
He about as black as the rest of us in this room.
Was it signed Leonardo DiCaprio?
Actually, I'm a little lighter than
But
just a tad.
Having said that, I mean, I wouldn't post that on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And being that I have server friends who tend to post these receipts when they don't get anything or, get a tip, maybe 5 cents. I sit there and I look and I'm like, that's not smart. Especially when you are supporting your kids with this, or you may be putting yourself through school, you put yourself at a risk to be fired. They only suspended her simply because she shouldn't have put it on social media. That's it.
With their name and address on it.
Right. The fact that they suspended her with pay lets me know that Red Lobster's like, look, you should have known better, so we're not going to.
But it wasn't even her.
Right,
It was
we
her
understand
daddy.
why.
But she should have known. Her dad should have known better too.
They wanted
but at
her
the
to
same
have.
time-
They wanted her to have more restraint in the fact
Right.
that dad got pissed and dad put it out and put her on the spot. I guess what happened was dad blew her spot. I don't necessarily have a problem with her putting it or dad putting it out there, simply because I think that we need to always show the racists and put them out there for who they are. And for those people who are afraid to do that, then you're afraid to do that. But I'm not one of those people that's afraid to talk about race. And so if you want to call me the N-word to my face, white person, and it's a situation where you're in a professional setting, I'm gonna call you out. Right. Now, a black person that does it, I got a problem with you as well. And the reality is, I saw a story, and I don't have it in front of me, but I saw a story where a black man called another black man the N-word, and said black man who was called that N-word sued and won for discrimination.
Nice.
Yeah. So you don't get to call me that, straight up, period. We're going to move on. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Another story I want to talk about. It seems that George Zimmerman can't seem to stay out of the news. But this particular story is not directly about George Zimmerman. It's about the Florida medical examiner in the George Zimmerman Trayvon Martin case, Dr. Shipping Bow. He claims the Florida state prosecutors were biased against Trayvon Martin and purposely threw the case, and he is suing the state for $100 million. According to Bow, the medical examiner, the state's attorney's office, and Sanford Police Department all felt that Martin, quote, got what he deserved, end quote. Bow also claims that he received strong, though subtle, message not to speak on certain things. Quote, he was in essence told to zip his lips, shut up, don't say those things, said Bow's legal counsel, legendary attorney Willie Gary. Bow's allegations come swiftly on the heels of him being fired from his position as associate medical examiner. Volusia County released a letter on Tuesday of last week stating that Bow was fired last week. Spokesman Dave Byron declined to give a reason for his termination, citing, quote, county standards, personal practices, reports CBS News. I'm getting this one from news1.com. That's why I want you on this one first. We talked a lot in the summer before you came on as a permanent member of Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J. about the Trayvon Martin George Zimmerman case. Of course, we know that George Zimmerman, was acquitted of manslaughter in July of this year of the murder, or manslaughter, I should say, of Trayvon Martin. I think most of us disagree with that verdict, and some of us disagree with the charge. But the point of the matter is, you got the medical examiner who's saying that, you know what, they told me to keep my mouth shut. I kept my mouth shut. Now they firing my ass. What's the deal? That's why I was.
I'm almost speechless. I mean, how deep does this verdict go? What else is going to come up? What else is going to come up? Now I can't tell the truth. I'm a perjurer because you asked me to be. I'm the idiot because I did it.
Right. JR?
Hey, look, I don't care what culture you go to, and I will select the Native American culture. They have a lot of their own prophecies that deal with the fact that, in order for the eventual coming together of our races, each race has to be completely free. Now, this particular case here is, I thought from the beginning that the prosecution was throwing the case. I mean, like, I don't have no law degree, and I could have came up with a better case than what they presented. And this is just a case of, get the patsy to do what you want and then kill them off when you finish with them.
Big Road, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Wow. I hope it's, I mean, I want to say a lot, but it's like, really? It comes out that you possibly could have thrown a case? There are laws against that. Yeah, they just need to handle this the way it needs to be handled.
But the reality is, man, I don't think any of us thought that this was going to go any kind of way other than the way it went. I don't think that when we saw that verdict on that Saturday night in July of this year where George Zimmerman was found not guilty, that it was going to go any other kind of way because we saw it coming. Now, to think that the prosecution fixed it, a lot of us in this country, even though we know that the system is skewed against people in lower levels of the economic ladder, most notably people of minorities, minority ethnic background, black people, y'all. We know that you can be a certain kind of way and shit ain't gonna go your way. But but the reality is, when you see how high it goes up the food chain, I mean, they tapping on the shoulders of medical examiners to say things like, don't say that the evidence says that he was on top of dude. Make it seem like he was on the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, don't answer certain kinds of questions because certain questions will leave you open to give information that'll be positive to the deceased. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, we didn't allude to that in the way I set it up, but if you can look this up yourself and you can see that this is where it's going. It's not just on news1.com. You can go to more neutral websites, CNN, MSNBC. Don't go to Fox News because that's like up there with Comedy Central. So don't go there because you might not get the accuracy. But the reality is, you got this dude here who was the medical examiner who was told don't say certain stuff, and he wasn't asked the questions that would allow him to say those certain things. So we all knew, or we all felt, I should say, that the Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman case was going to go in the opposite direction, and of course it did. And unfortunately, when you got the sheriff of Sanford, Florida, coming out and saying that George Zimmerman is a bad situation waiting to happen, then, because it said that last week, then we already know what we're dealing with. This is a dude who had domestic violence situations prior to the Trayvon Martin situation. He had been pulled over for speeding twice since the situation in July. Now, hey, look, man, I drive too damn fast too. So just because you drive fast don't mean that there's something wrong with you. But this dude don't seem to know how to stay away from the spotlight. That's one. And two, you got him getting into it with his ex-wife. And on the 911 tape, his ex-wife is saying he's got a gun, but there's no gun that's found. His ex-wife is also saying on the 911 tape, he punched my pops in the face. He got a bloody nose. Pops' nose is bleeding, but then she don't press charges. Come on, man. For real? You don't think that there's a situation there?
I would have sent charges up his.
Yeah, but it's not about you. It's about the people who is protecting George Zimmerman, making sure that George Zimmerman don't go down. Go down. So it is what it is. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that, but I want to make sure that the folks that's listening to Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J, live from the den on Legacy Internet Radio, know that we know the real deal, and we know what's going on. Said is hitting us up. Said is listening to us. Live action captions. Check him out. He makes all kinds of T-shirts and everything. You need to check out this brother and hit us up on the Legacy Internet Net Radio fan page. Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J fan page to get at your main man Said. He's tripping off of the Comedy Central News comment that I made. He said Comedy Central News is the best. Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J.